Hello, hi, and welcome to EmpathicFire. I am your reader, Jay. These are going to be general messages for the sign of Aries in July 2019. Hello, Aries. What's going on, guys? How are you guys doing? I hope you guys are doing well. All right, I'm back. Small hiatus for the past 3 weeks. Aries, I was going to come and do mid-June messages and readings, but you know what? I'm a human being. Human beings need rest and respite. I needed a break, guys. So aside from personals, I was just MIA, totally MIA, and I really needed that time off. So I'm back now. So back to do the monthly messages for you guys. Back to do the mids with you guys. Eventually, I'll do randoms. Eventually, I'll go live. But at least you've got those two main staples going on in this channel, right? The monthlies and the mids, right? So here we are, July. As you see, that's your main spread there, Aries. Shuffle it off camera to save time a bit. What I'll do now is shuffle on camera for your outcome and your overall energy. Once all the cards are out and they're lying face up on the table, that's when the reading begins. If you're familiar with my spiel, you may have already done this, but in case you're new around here, there is a timestamp in the description box below. If you want to jump ahead, you can just drag the bar along, or if it's clickable, you just click right on it and you get right to when the reading begins and you miss all the shuffling and the babbling and all that good stuff. I aim to please, guys. I'm a pleaser. Anything else? Oh, duh, yeah. And also down there is the information you want if you want to get a personal reading with me. There are 3 different types that I offer now. That's a fairly new concept to this channel. I started that last month so far. So good. I appreciate the feedback on what's been going on. So thanks, guys. But yeah, 3 different types of readings. But if it's not clear to you, if you don't really understand what I've put there, or you want to clarify something, you can also email me at the email address down below, and I will sort you out and answer your question, okay? Anything else? Oh, well, just in case you don't stick to the end, don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and comment below, guys. Do all that fun stuff that YouTube allows you to do, okay? Because I usually save that for the end, because, you know, that's how I am. But things change, right? Sometimes you got to put that stuff at the top, front-loaded. All right, anything else, Aries? No, but since it's July, happy 4th of July to those of us celebrating here in the States. Hope you have a wonderful holiday. Hope it's fun and fabulous and safe. Eat a burger for me. I guess I prefer burgers to hot dogs. Although sometimes you can't beat a good grilled hot dog, right? Enough rambling. I've promised you. Here we go. Let me see the outcome for Aries in July 2019, please. Aries outcome for July 2019, please. Please show me. Whoa. So that's more than one, so we don't take that because you've already got more than enough cards on the board. There it is. There's the other one. But you got the Knight of Wands and the Moon in reverse, so maybe there's some unknownness about a spunky person in your life, but let's try one more time. If I'm forced to, I might have to pick it for you guys. Outcome for Aries in July, please show me. Stop. Okay. Ooh, and from the top, there it is. Bottom of the deck is the overall. It's a tight fit on this table. And a tight fit for the camera. Looks like we're going to have to move down a little bit. And there we go. You can see that a little bit better, I think. It's going to flip what came face down for you, Aries. Okay. Got a colorful cast of characters. I see it already. Well, let's figure out who's playing what role, huh? Please show me where Aries is in July 2019. Please show me Aries in July 2019. Please show me. Okay, thank you. Okay, All right, Aries, starting off your reading for July, you come in with the Death card in reverse. Show you this card upright so you can get a little more used to it. I've used this deck a few times on the channel, but maybe you've not seen it before. All right, so Death card in reverse, Major Arcana card for Scorpio. So you may be dealing with a Scorpio, but you don't have to be. But Death talks about, change and transformation, right? And things ultimately, evolving or moving on from one phase to another. We graduate in life, we get promotions, we leave situations, we come into situations, and, as a person, you just mature, or, down to your personality or even your interests, things about you along your trajectory will eventually change. So I think that is here a little bit, but the significance of this being in reverse for you, Aries, is that perhaps the change is not good enough. Okay, sure, good enough. But perhaps it's not substantial enough, or the perception is it's not substantial enough, or the perception is the change is not good, the change is not welcome, the transformation you or someone else is going through, or the change in circumstances not appreciated, it's not welcomed. There's just like this avoidance of it, or this denial of it. With this being in reverse, it's like a rejection, like no, I don't accept these changes, or no, I'm not ready to implement these changes. So I think wherever the ultimate shifting needs to happen, in you, in someone else, in a situation, in a circumstance, I don't know, it's your life, you know it better than I do, but there's just a boom, like a break on it, like a brick wall has been put up to it, or like this, like how it was back in the 90s, talk to the hand. Like there's a refusal to embrace this Death card energy, and that's part and parcel when we think about change and transformation, right? Most people don't like change, especially change that is unannounced, or comes about suddenly, or is out of our control, or change that is difficult. Changing when it's easy, okay, I'm on board, let's do this, right? Change that requires a certain amount of effort, time, money, patience, then we have resistance to it. So there's a resistance coming from somewhere about this change. Now I asked where you are, so I'm going to assume for you, Aries, there is a significant change that you're going through, or that you might need to go through, that either you are resistant to yourself, or people around you are not appreciating the change that you're going through, the things that you're trying to implement in your life, the things that you're trying to move about. And so there's just a blockage going on. This is a total blockage, right? That's not cool. That's not fun. Why are we doing that? Because, when the Death card comes up, it's a major arcana, so it's a theme, right? It speaks to a theme, or something more macroscopic that needs to unfold in your life, or will eventually unfold, or is unfolding, despite how painful it is, or despite how resentful you or someone else is towards it, right? And again, speaking from this macro space, or this thematic space, the resistance is futile. On your part, on someone else's part, whatever. It's futile. Because what did I say at the top? I had like this, what was I doing? I had like this spiel about it happens. We all go through it. Things change. We evolve. We grow. We are not the same person that we were when we were 8 years old. We're not the same person that we were last year. We're not the same person that we were when we were 16 years old. It just makes sense that as time progresses in life, people, places, things, all the nouns basically, everything changes. And so, and me rattling on about that being inevitable, and I feel like I'm like perplexed at that. Like I'm feeling kind of agitated by this idea of there being resistance towards something that is inevitable. Now, either I'm channeling for how you feel, or I'm channeling for how someone else feels. And regardless of where, why, or anything like that, this resentment is wasted. This block is wasted. Don't fight it. Go with the flow. And I said that. Embrace it. Sounds weird, But in the context of tarot, death needs to be embraced. Death needs to be accepted. Death needs to be appreciated, okay? Again, in the context of tarot, where we're talking about change and transformation, right? And basically evolving from one phase of your life into another phase, right? Whoever is resisting, wasting your time, wasting your efforts, perhaps wasting your money, whatever, let that go. Like somebody's fighting tooth and nail not to change or to resist the presence of change as it comes towards them. Someone may be coming to you, or you're going to someone else, it doesn't matter, and say, I'm changing. I'm going through these changes. I'm no longer doing that anymore. I'm no longer going to be this way anymore. I'm no longer participating in this. And somebody else is like, huh, okay, sure, yeah. You know, so it could be that. It could be something like that, where someone is just like doubting you, doubting that you're going to change, doubting that you're committed to whatever, you know, new regimens that you want to introduce into your life, new behaviors, new MOs in your life, whatever. Whoever's resistant, like, come on, bro, just forget about it. Forget about it. Now, what's going on around you? Got a lot of people, let me tell you that. Yes, okay. Okay. So, whoever's changing, Page of Wands. Right there next to that death card on the bottom row. Page of Wands, fire sign energy, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. So this could be your own energy, this could be your own perspective. But this Page of Wands, precocious, right? Mischievous, sure. Adventurous, absolutely. But full of life, full of vigor, full of enthusiasm. I'm not saying you have to be bouncing off the walls like a maniac. I'm not saying like you have to be exuding this energy, like it has to be pouring out of you. But there's a determination when we get into this Page of Wands energy. It's young energy, being that it's a page, it's the lowest of the court cards, right? So there's a novice energy to it, an amateurish energy to it, okay? The Page of Wands maybe to some degree can bite off more than they can chew. But what they make up, or how they make up for, you know, that piling on of responsibility, of newness, of jumping at the chance of something fresh and exciting, of bouncing down the lane of some new adventure, how they make up for that sort of overcompensation, or, you know, again, taking on too much, is that they have loads of energy. Because I hope I'm making sense. Like, I'm talking in generalities, because this isn't hitting me in work or love or family. It's like very general for you guys. I mean, it's a general reading, for God's sake, so that makes sense. But whatever you're doing, Aries, however you're proceeding in your life, whatever road you're about to walk down, whatever door you're about to walk through, whatever new endeavor you're embarking on, whatever relationship or situation that you're ending, whatever it is, you have the tenacity, that is the word I was looking for, the tenacity to follow through and make it work. Even if you're brand new at it. Again, the page, lowest of the court cards, super green, novice, wet behind the ears, lack of experience, never done anything like this before in my life, never thought I could do something like this, never thought I would say things like this, never thought I would live here, never thought I would work at a place like this, whatever, never thought I would feel this way, whatever you never thought, the Page of Wands is here to tell you it doesn't fucking matter. You're going to see it through based on sheer willpower and desire and enthusiasm alone. You can push through it and you can make it work. Very idealistic, very imaginative, the Page of Wands, can envision, you know, maybe some of you are doing that for the first time in your life, practicing the laws, or practicing manifestation, looking into the laws of attraction, right? Becoming a co-creator. Maybe some of you this is the first time you've ever seen a tarot reading. Thank you for coming. I appreciate being your first. But, you know, it's just like there's no fear here as well. There's no trepidation with the Page of Wands. He is not worried. He is not scared. Look at this kid. Cowboys and Indians. Like, this is like, you know, I'm old enough to remember playing out in the streets, you know, scraping knees, digging in dirt. I wasn't much for climbing trees because, like, I have a fear of breaking bones, and I've never broken a bone. And this is, I think, made of, no, this is made of wood. So I hope to never break a bone, so I never climbed a tree. But some of you might have been like that. But this kid is a part of that generation, or is a part of that sort of wild childhood, you know, sense of I can do anything, I can go anywhere, life's an adventure, has the imagination to it's just amazing, this energy. And, you know, normally with pages, you don't say that much about them because, again, they're so inexperienced in terms of the court cards, page, knight, kings, and queens, right? But I feel there's a lot of oomph behind this Page of Wands. So much oomph here. And I feel that's you. He's on this little this little horse that sits on top of a mop. He's got his cowboy boots on. Like, this kid is raring to go. So you're excited, Aries. You're very excited. You have a lot of energy behind you. You have a lot of intention behind you. It's great. Who's resisting? And if it's not you who has this change on their plate, this wanting things to move and progress and turn over into something else, if it's not you, why are you hating? Like, somebody here is hating, or somebody here is just like, oh, I don't think so, or oh, you think you're so cool. It's just like, shut the fuck up. I'm doing this. Like, again, I might be channeling for a few of you, but like, I don't need that type of shit. I don't need that type of negativity. I don't need that type of doubt in my vicinity. The time for doubting me is over. The time for trying to piss on my parade is shut down. If you're not a part of my dream, if you're not a part of this new reality I'm trying to make around me, you can step aside. Who's this for? I don't know. But there's a lot of attitude here. You know, Page of Wands definitely would be sassy. You know, definitely would throw down if need be to defend their position. It's not his calling card. You know, the knight is more of a fighter than the page would be. But there's definitely like this, I will put someone in their place if they try to intercept what I'm working on. I hope that makes sense. So that's you. Okay. Okay. Division. Thank you. Thank you very much. Right? Yes. Okay. So, division. So this might be your hater on top of you. That literally might be the case. Your hater is on top of you. They might live above you. It might be on top of you in terms of partnership. Like, they might, you know, physically. I think you know what I'm trying to say. There's a close proximity between you and this person. You may work together, like I said, live together or live very close to one another, but they're above you. Could be your boss. You know, again, look at the positioning. You're down here in these two cards. They're up here in these two cards. So there could be a hierarchy here. But whoever they are, Page of Pentacles. So you guys are even in that way. At least in your... I'm feeling this is more the action spaces right here with these pages. So they match you in terms of experience. They've never done something before the same way you've never done something before. Hierarchy. This could be like an older sibling hierarchy, right? You might be, like I said, moving somewhere. You know, Page of Wands definitely moves way more than the Page of fucking Pentacles. This kid is inside knocking down these dishes. Page of Wands is ready to gallop outside the front door and go, you know, playing off in the woods like kids used to do back in the day. I assume kids still play in the woods. Not where I am, though. Anyway, so there's a considerable difference between you and them. This person, your hater, your detractor, and they might not be so spicy. They might not be so full of hate or be so full of, you know, doubt. They could just be worried about you, Aries. They could be like, oh, you've never, you know, if it's your sibling or your mother or your partner or whoever, We've never lived in the Midwest before. Who's gonna pump our gas for us? That's a joke for everybody who lives in a place where people pump gas for you. Like, ugh, get over yourself, pump your own gas. You know, but this person is way more cautious than your energy here in the Page of Wands, Aries. So Page of Pentacles, way more cautious, definitely more methodical and paced out, very careful, law abiding. I don't know why I have to point out law abiding, but maybe that's a factor for some of you out here. But the thing that is kind of interesting is, I mean, with this artwork is this kid is also a troublemaker. So maybe they're reformed, you know, in some kind of way. Like maybe in their past they were a troublemaker, or maybe them hating on you or throwing caution your way is their version of, like, you know, causing disruption in your life. Because I swear to God, if I had a kid and I walked in and I saw them doing this, I might black out and I might be arrested for what happens after I blacked out. You know what I mean? Like, this person could have been a former bad boy or girl, and now they're like holier than thou. And so now you're walking a path that they think is unhealthy, or they think, oh, you want to make these changes, but you can't make these changes without God, without Jesus, without prayer, without this, without that. And they just think their route is the best. That's the other thing about the Page of Pentacles. Like, they know best. Like, if the Page of Wands is the rambunctious, adventurous, you know, young spirit in the court cards, the Page of Pentacles would be the studious, you know, rule follower. This will work for some of you. If you know Harry Potter, the series, the movies, the books, whatever, this is Hermione Granger for sure. Kind of naughty sometimes, kind of breaks rules sometimes, but ultimately is a rule follower. And the Page of Wands is absolutely Harry Potter. Is absolutely the hero of the book. Like, Hermione is in the background going, oh, Harry, no, we can't, no, did you use that cloak? And it's just like, shut up. Yes, I used the cloak. I'm the boy with the scar on his head. I'm the boy that lived. Shut your face. You know? So, like, there's this involvement between this Page of Pentacles and your energy, and it is a little overprotective. For some of you, it is haterade, and they're just like trying to, you know, they're taking high doses of haterade, and they're really trying to bar you, or at least they're like this gnat in your ear that's just like, yeah, do it this way, or no, don't do it that way. And you're just like, please leave me alone. I'm going to do it my way, my way, my way, my way. Okay? So what else is going on with that person is this Knight of Cups energy. Now we're a little more graduated. That's why I feel like there is a hierarchy. So this person, again, a boss, older sibling, older boyfriend, girlfriend, husband, wife. Or even if you're the same age or they're younger than you, they for some reason just have a higher status than you, but only slightly slow. You know, pages and knights, they're only one rung away from each other in the court card ladder, right? So with this Knight of Cups energy, though, there is a tenderness between you two. So that's why I think it's not super easy to brush this person off. You have some history with them. Whether it's romantic or not, that's besides the point. The point is the effusiveness, the affection between the two of you. Friends, lovers, siblings, cousins, it doesn't matter. There's just this, I want to look out for you, Aries. I want to take care of you. I want to see you safe. I want to see you, you know, nurtured and happy. So there is that intention here. And I think maybe for some of you, like, that's a bargaining chip that's on the table for some reason, or some type of, what do you call that? Bargaining chip. There's another phrase, but it's not coming to me. But basically, they kind of dangle it in front of you like a, if you loved me, you would do this. Or if you loved me or you cared about this, you wouldn't do that. It's like they're kind of blackmailing you in a way, or trying to guilt you, or trying to influence you, because we have a substantial relationship. Again, I'm your older brother, I'm your older sister. Listen to me, I know better than you. I'm the husband, you're the wife. I believe in subservience amongst the genders. Go in the kitchen, get pregnant, and make me a sandwich. You know, whatever their reasoning, they're just like, I know better. Listen to me. And from their perspective, it's coming from a place of love, even if it's kind of a screwed up thing to say to someone else. Because I'm this, because I'm that in relation to you, you have to listen to me. You have to go by my decisions or the information that I'm giving you or my opinion on the matter. And here's the thing. This is so personal, whatever the change is. And again, you know, if you're on the other side of this, put yourself there. You know your story better than I do. But whoever's here with the Death card and the Page of Wands, again, the Death card, inevitable. You cannot avoid it. And here's the thing. A Knight of Cups going up energetically against the Death card, you know, against a Major Arcana, stands no chance. No card in the Minor Suit or in the Court cards can trump a Major Arcana, right? So their resistance, like I told you, is futile. So when they pull that, I'm older than you, I know more than you, I'm worried, or, you know, some parents, you know, this is, or anybody really, but some people, like, they clip like little newspaper articles, or in this day and age, they email it to you, or they send you a link in your text messages, like, look at this, people who travel to Singapore, or people who travel to Malaysia, here's all the 15 warning signs, or things that tourists need to look out for when traveling abroad. And you're just like, I'm still going. You know, maybe that's it. Maybe some of you are going through a change. You've never worked abroad. You've never taken on a job that takes you out of the country or takes you out of your city or your home state or whatever. But the opportunity is so amazing, you can't pass it. You can't pass it up. So this person is just like, oh, but you know, when you travel abroad, you're more likely to be scammed, and people look out for people from the West or from America or from Europe because they think we're all rich. And it's just like, one, you're being kind of a dick. Two, based on some of the other things they might say, you're being a little racist, and so on and so forth. And you're just like, you're being overly worried, coming from this place of, I care about you, I'm worried about your safety, I love you. But you're just like, you're being narrow-minded, really. You're being really narrow-minded. You're trying to come and, you know, squash my dreams. You're trying to make a wonderful opportunity look like an invitation to hell, an invitation into some type of scheme. And it's just like, I've done my research. I know what I'm doing. Trust me. And that's the other thing about the Knight of Cups. He gets wrapped up in his own mission. He gets wrapped up in his... I was going to say this was something really gross, but I'm not going to say that. But he gets wrapped up in his own ability, right? Like, look at this kid on this card. Like, what a little charmer. You know, what a little prep school charmer this kid is. Oh, would you like some sparkling cider? You know? Like, I'm imagining this is like a 1940s, 1950s, like, private school dance. Or, like, boarding school dance. Where they bust the women over, or the females over to the boys' school. And this kid has been in the mirror, combing his hair, slicking his hair, and he's just been prepared. I'm gonna ask Betsy to dance. We're gonna be the first couple out on... Like, he's just so wrapped up in his own agenda, okay, that he doesn't give a shit that Betsy doesn't like him, or that Betsy is a latent lesbian. Like, this person, this kid in this scenario, and the person that you're dealing with, Aries, they get so wrapped up in their own perspective that they are ignoring your own intentions, your own feelings about the situation. Boo on them. Hater, or, you know, a hater disguised in a blanket of, I love you, we're meant to be, or, you know, whatever their shtick is, whatever their line is, save it. Save it. And if it's you, you know who you are. Save it. Let the person do what they're doing. Or you know, if you're cross-watching for an Aries, let Aries do what the hell they're doing. It's inevitable. It's happening, or it has happened, or it needs to happen. And that's the other thing. In the cases where this needs to happen, because sometimes that is the case when the Death card comes up, it's a need. Like, I mean, it's inevitable anyway. It's going to happen, but, like, it's a need. Without this change, without this evolution, we're left in stagnancy. We're left in unhappiness. We're left in unfulfilled positions at work. Who's trying to stomp on somebody's progress here? Who's trying to stomp on somebody's dream? It's very annoying. Oh. Okay. Moving on. So Aries, you've been here. If you've been here before, you know what I'm about to talk about. But if you're new to the gang, welcome. What we're going to move on to now is your triplet. Now, if you're new here, you may not know, but I'm going to tell you, I always intend to lay a 6-card spread with an outcome in the overall energy. But we get this thing called a triplet when 2 cards come out in one position, making a triangular shape. The triplet sometimes tells a story that supplements or complements what we talked about in the 4 cards. Other times it's a completely new random story. So let's just go ahead and find out what we're dealing with, okay? Oh, okay, that makes sense. So for some of you over here where I have talked about this hater or this person who is trying to bar the change or the person who's resistant to the change or whatever, some of you, this has been a romantic situation, and that just jumps out at me in this triplet right here. Romantic for many of you. So for some, this might not apply, but I'm definitely seeing romance. So one party has wanted to be not wanted to be, but yeah, okay. 9 of Pentacles in reverse. I'll show you this upright so you can become used to it. 9 of Pentacles traditionally talks about being, you know, a single ladies card or single and fabulous, you know, however you want to think of it. And I'm saying ladies only because there's a female on this card. And traditionally there are females on the 9 of Pentacles. But men can experience this feeling too. So please, if you're a man and you're watching this, don't feel neglected. You can be like this too. So traditionally it's like about being big and bad and content and just full of life and full of abundance all by yourself. Doesn't mean you live alone, like you live in a hobbit or you know, you live like a recluse. It's not like that. But you have confidence, you have accomplishment, you have whatever you need. All your needs and wants are taken care of. Wanting for nothing. That type of abundance, that type of solidarity within the self, right? 9 of Pentacles in reverse, either that means we have none of that, there's a lack of everything that I just mentioned, or there is a, in terms of relationships, there's a resistance to or an indication that someone is not single. So let's just go with that quickly. So for those who are not single, married, dating, long-term commitment, whatever your status is, some of you have been not single, maybe still feeling abundant, or maybe not. It really depends on what your idea of abundance is. But not being singled, and then coupled with what's right next door, 8 of Swords, feeling trapped. So some of you have been in a relationship and that shit is dead. For whatever reason, it's dead. Or it's alive and it's thriving, but you feel captive. You feel, you know, chained to this living, breathing thing that, for lack of a better word, has been kind of torturous to you. Or just generally unpleasant for whatever reason. She doesn't look happy to be stuck to that damn sword skewer on top of bacon-wrapped olives. Disgusting. The bacon sounds good, but the olives, ugh, gross. My opinion, of course. So there's this idea of, for some of you, you've been in a relationship and you haven't been happy. For whatever reason. In terms of it being 9 of Pentacles right next door, maybe you've had money troubles in this relationship. Maybe money has been a stressor between you and your partner. You might argue a lot about money. Because 8 of Swords, Swords talking about communication, how we think, how we articulate ourselves to other people. So you may have arguments over money. Stress over money. 9s usually talk about coming close to a point of fulfillment, close to this point of obtaining everything you want, but with it in reverse. Like some of you feel you had progress with your partner, and somewhere along the way you got stalled, and then you got stuck in this rotation of normalcy or this rotation of mundane existence. And so the excitement is out of the relationship. Maybe the sex is out of the relationship. I'm not feeling that for most of the people who are in relationships of any type, or excuse me, any romantic, you know, married, dating, whatever it is. I'm not feeling many of you are without sex, but perhaps it's sex, you know, by the book. Like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, we're done. Like 6 pumps and we're done. You know what I mean? So it's like that type of relationship where we're intimate, we share a bed, we might hold hands, we might kiss, but like the passion is gone. There's a lack of passion. There we go. Finally got the word I wanted. So in that case, where we're talking about someone in a relationship of a romantic type, of a sexual type, even if there's no romance. Maybe you're in a friends with benefits situation and now you're like, maybe we should just be friends and stop doing this benefits thing because 6 pumps is not enough. You know, somebody is just like dissatisfied with their partnership, but they feel stuck to it, tied to it. Marriage, obviously. Most people, if you're decent, don't just walk up and leave and don't give the courtesy of serving divorce papers or, you know, whatever. So some of you just feel stuck, whether you're married or not. That sucks. For various reasons, you feel stuck, you know? It doesn't always have to be the relationship with the partner that makes you feel stuck. You know, there are other things that can cause you to feel stuck. Like, going back out here for a second, where I was sort of talking about this idea of travel, right? For work. Some of you feel not stuck in the marriage, but you're stuck in your job because you're in a relationship where if you leave town or you have to travel X amount of months or weeks throughout the year, you have to leave your partner behind or your children behind, your family behind. And they're like, don't go, we need you. Or I don't know if I can do this by myself when you're away. But for you, Aries, you're just like, the money is great, the benefits, XYZ. We can do all these things if for a year or 5 months, whatever it is, if I go do this job. If I go take on this opportunity, it will open all these other doors. And you feel stuck not being able to make that decision because someone else is basically bitching about it or whining about it, or it hurts them. If you know, not to demean their emotions about it, but they really feel like, oh my God, if you do this, what'll happen with me and the kids? Or some might be doing ultimatums on you. If you do this, it's over. Well, what? You know, like there's someone being so hurt, like they're so hurt by your decision, or they're so involved in your decision that now you feel you can't make a decision, even if it's a beneficial one for everybody. You know, your hands are tied. Duh. Your hands are tied, right? Oh, anything else? Because that's really relationship heavy. I want to see if there's anything else here for people who might be single or you're not dealing with romance. Okay, so if you're not dealing with romance, but you do have other situations like family and friends around you. Some of you, if you're single, in terms of romance, you might be single, but you might not feel balling. Like, remember I said, this can talk about having abundance or being that it's in the reverse, a lack thereof. So some of you feel you don't have what is needed to be a viable partner romantically for someone. You don't have the money, you don't have a car, you don't have a house, whatever. And you feel stuck in this loop somehow. These energies are so tightly woven together, the Nine of Pentacles in reverse and the Eight of Swords, where, you know, I can't ask this girl out on a date because it's expected that I should have this much money in the bank. Like, some people have those, like, really old school, very, like, limited beliefs. And some people, on the other side, believe that shit too. Oh, you don't have, how much money do you make? Oh, sorry. I only date men who did. And it's just like, ugh, thanks for setting the women back, you know, a good 40 years there, Tammy. I don't know why I said the name Tammy, but anyway. So some people feel not confident is more to the point, whether it's about a lack of money or a good job. It's really a lack of confidence, really. When we see that Nine of Pentacles in reverse, they don't have the confidence to come out of themselves or put themselves into this situation. So that could, okay, thank you. That kind of funnels back into everybody. Previous to this, or somehow in the back of your mind, Aries, for all of you involved, whatever happened over here in the 4, some of you are coming from this lack of confidence, or you're battling this lack of confidence and you're somehow tied to it, plagued to it, worried about it, or ruminating about it a lot, okay? You know the opportunity is good. You know the opportunity is right there in front of you. You can reach out, you can grab it, you can seize on it, but you lack confidence. Is it because of this nagging SOB up here? Maybe. But that's all troublesome. No matter how you slice it, these two cards together are troublesome. And the fact that they're sharing that bottom line where you're so ramped up and so excited to get things going and to get on board with that change, that's a problem. We have an internal struggle for whoever's embarking on the changes, or whoever has the opportunity to change in front of them. Now, the saving grace here, or what I think is, again, tied down with that Page of Wands energy, is the Three of Wands in the top line of the triplet. Three of Wands, like, let's go, buddy. Who's ready to clean house? Hazel's ready to clean house. Aries is ready to clean house. James, whoever, whatever your name is, whoever you are, there's somebody who's just like ready to do the job. It comes over these two cards of difficult energy. So I feel it's very contained within the person who's experiencing this lack of confidence, this feeling of being tied to something that doesn't make them happy. There's a resolute, resilient energy with that Three of Wands. I've had enough. This, if you look at the artwork of the card, I've had enough. This place is a pigsty. I'm cleaning it top to bottom. Bring me my pine saw. Bring me my bleach. Bring me everything. Bring me the Swiffer duster. Give me all the tools. This person, bring me. But this person brings their own, she brings her own accoutrement to the party. She's got her trusty mop, her trusty broom, her trusty toilet brush. She's ready to go. So there's an enthusiasm here. There's a resolute energy, a planned out energy. Threes rely on planning. We have taken incremental steps in the twos. We've got the seed in the one. We take the plan, we weigh the options and make a decision in the two. And then in the three, we implement the plan. We begin to take action with the threes. So somebody is ready to go. Whether that be literally leave, done, not having this shit anymore. Leave the marriage, leave the business, leave the country, leave whatever. Somebody's just like, boom, I'm out the door. But more to the point, it's I'm ready to do the work. This is not somebody who's ready to kick back and relax. That's not a Mai Tai in her hand. She's not wearing beach sandals and a swimsuit. She is ready to do the grimy, greasy work that you need to do to clean up a mess. So, is that you, Aries? If it is, beautiful. If it's not, that's okay too. Whoever this is, though, fully ready to combat this bullshit down here. I like that. Because, and that's, thank you very much. The reason I like it is because wands tend to translate into physical action. Pentacles, not really about physical action, but the presence of physical objects is usually indicated by the pentacles. When we get wands, again, coupled with that Page of Wands energy down here, we're ready to go. We're ready to go. Step, 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 okay? Step 1, step 2, step 3, step 3A, 3B, 3C, just there's such a plan of action here. And I like it because if it was any of the other threes, we would have less determination. If it was the Three of Swords, well, someone would remain in this cycle, remain stuck there. They would be heartbroken about it. They would be hurt that they can continue to co-sign on this energy. If it was the Three of Cups, they might be a little delusional. They might be drinking their problems away. If it was the Three of Pentacles, they might enlist outside help, and that might be a slower option. But this is like some resolute, self-contained, self-manifested energy of I can and I will. Very confident. I shouldn't say very confident. It is laying down a foundation of confidence, laying down a foundation of, I think I'm ready to give it a shot. Here I go. Here's my best effort. First time out the gate. Boom. Now, results are pending when we have the threes, right? We still have to excel up the ladder, 3 to 4 to 5 to 6 to 7, and so on and so forth, right? So this is still very early in the game, but there's a tenacity here. Damn it, Aries, I like this for you. These four, not really a fan of these four cards here, these energies, but I feel, given where I think you are, you'll be able to combat them and deal with them accordingly, okay? Outcome for July, Ace of Pentacles. So say what? So say what? What did I just say about the ones? The seeds, the beginning, right? The opportunity. In Case of Pentacles, for some of you, this is about a job. This is about money. You have a chance. That job abroad, that job across state lines, that job at a new company. This could be somebody in your company. This could be like your best friend who you have lunch with every day. Oh man, you've been working here for 6 years. You shouldn't give this job up. It's solid. And you're like, shut up, Bob. I'm going to a new company. Like, get over it. You'll have lunch with Terry. I hate Terry. Whatever. But there's this opportunity not being handed to you, even though that's kind of what we see here with that hand, holding this plate up. It's not handed to you, or rather, the concept of it being handed to you, I think, is what we need to combat. The opportunity is there. The hand goes out like this, like you see there. It hands this dish out. If you don't take your hand, Aries, and reach out and grab that dish, eventually this will disappear. The opportunity will fade away. So there's a call to action. Again, a call to action, a call to take this seedling and plant it in the ground and nourish it into a full blossoming plant. You can do that if you want. Or you can sit on your hands and let the opportunity pass you by, or, take the opportunity and squander it. There's a lot of options here because we are human. We're living this very human experience down here, and nothing is perfect. Nothing is set in stone. Just because you have an opportunity doesn't mean that it's going to, go your way, or you're going to be able to handle it. So I don't know why I have to go on about that. I guess I have to even out some, I'm doing a lot of confidence boosting here, or a lot of ego stroking here, but I have to be real. Life is real, guys. You might take this opportunity. It might be squandered by you, or it might be not everything that you want it to be. Some of you might be dreaming of this job and you take the opportunity, but then you find out, oh yeah, I do miss my family. That's natural. I don't know why you would think that, being away from your family for months or weeks on end would be easy. So some of you, thank you. That's the point. I was like, why am I talking about it and being kind of mean about it? The point is, there will always be challenges. There will always be difficult aspects to the choices that we make, to the opportunities that we take up, and the chances that we roll with. There's always going to be, a hard side to it, a downside to it. There's always going to be a struggle along the way. There's always going to be something there that we didn't account for, that we weren't prepared for. So be careful. Not be careful, but be prepared for that, okay? Overall, though, as your outcome for the month, Ace of Pentacles, wonderful. Wonderful. Especially if you're worried about money. I said that down here. I don't know if I mentioned anything about money here, but you do have considerable focus on Pentacles. They are amongst the 7 cards. You've got 3 of them that are Pentacles, so there is this idea of there being concerns about cash or your physical possessions. But overall, I really like it as your outcome. Wonderful reading thus far. Let's see your outcome, or excuse me, your overall. Your overall is the 9 of Swords. And that's not bad, because the overall is just telling you what's the reason this whole reading came about. Why did I say all the things that I've said so far? Because of the 9 of Swords. So overall, worry, anxiety, panic, just like having all this shit bouncing off the walls in your head, churning around like a washing machine, just like constantly being aware and conscious of what displeases you, where the changes need to be implemented, how much money you need to pay the bills, just like everything. 9 of these things, 9 of these swords, these sharp objects, 9 different trains of thought going in your mind all the time. So you're probably tired, right? You're probably a little, not well rested, right? So this is talking about Okay, hopefully not. Okay, but you know the word disease? You can also pronounce, well, I don't think you should, but you can also pronounce it as dis-ease. Okay, so in some cases, maybe some of you have been sick lately. That might be why you're worried about money. You've got medical bills piling up, or you have high medical costs. Maybe you or someone in your family has a disease or an illness that requires all kinds of medication. And so we need more money in the door. We need better insurance, whatever. There is a worry about disease or dis-ease, not being able to relax, not being able to feel comfortable, not being rested. That's a problem, friends. But again, overall energy. Why did this reading come out? Because we got shit to worry about. We have things that are plaguing our mind. We have things that need to be solved, need to be addressed. I think they will be. Two of Pentacles right behind, absolutely, making choices, making decisions. So I'm not worried about that as your overall energy, but man, is it intense. Considering Aries, you don't like to be stressed. You don't like to be worried. You don't like to be bogged down with bullshit. And I feel that to some degree, to some fashion, that's what you've been dealing with, okay? Aries, that's it. I don't know why I did that. Maybe that's what I'll do now at the end of the readings. No, I'm not going to do that. Anyway, that's your reading, guys. I hope that you liked it. If you did, there's a like button down below. Go ahead and hit that for me. You can also leave comments down below. I'd like to read how this resonated in your life. If you want to share that, that's perfectly cool with me. I'll give you a little response, a little heart, a little like, maybe even I'll type something out. And also, you can share this video across your social media platforms. Have seen a lot of growth in the channel over the past 2 to 3 months, and I want to see that trend continue. So if you want to help a girl out, hit the share button as well. And if you really, really want to help a girl out, become a subscriber if you're not already subscribed. That really helps a girl out. But that also helps you guys out, because the more the community grows, the more people who come and view my videos, the more I'm going to have to give back to you guys, the more I'm going to have to interact with you guys. And I'm not saying that begrudgingly. It's what I want to do. It's one of my goals with the channel. But you know, if we have more subscribers, if we share the content more, if we have more likes, it's just going to become easier for me to get involved and contact you guys and stay in contact with you guys. So yeah, do all that stuff if you want to, of course. If you don't want to do any of that, I totally get it. I'm not here to pressure anybody, okay? All right, Aries, I'm going to be back for sure doing the mid-Julys. I've got so much more energy, guys. I did not have energy for those mids in June. So I'll be back for the mid-Julys and then, of course, the August readings. And if this high energy continues, maybe I'll come back and have a random on the channel. But if not, I will see you guys soon, all right? Thank you so much for watching this video. Take care. Bye.